Good. All right. Welcome to the February 26, 2024 board meeting. The first order of business is the approval of the agenda. Do I have a recommendation to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The next thing is the approval of minutes from the January 29th, 2024 board meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Board members, we got some great recognitions tonight, and I look forward to sharing them all with you. I want to start first with one of our outstanding students at Vestavia High School, and she's with us tonight. And she's saying, "Come on." We got principals, teachers of the year from all the schools, but tell me which schools you come through.
I attended West and
Okay.
then Central, and then is it Central High School? Freshman campus in high school.
Yeah. What grade you?
I'm a senior.
I found out about it issue through a news article. I don't know if Vestavia Voice is here, but they did a great article. Yeah, and so I went to see her when I said, "Will you come to board meeting? I want people to hear what you've done," because it's an example of the service orientation of our students and the philanthropic ideas that come out of our students. She just has taken on a project herself. And I thought it was a great highlight. I just want everybody to hear about it. So would you tell us what you've been doing?
Yes. So my first drive was actually back in September, and I joined this organization called Light for Kids. I learned about it over the summer through one of my friends, and it was actually based in Missouri. So I was debating, should I join it or should I not? And I was like, I think I'm going to. I'll try to see what I can do in my own community. And so what I did in September is I did a hygiene products drive. And so I went around my neighborhood and distributed flyers telling people about the organization and what I wanted to do. And so I collected hygiene products from them, and I ended up getting around 1,000 products, a little bit over that. And I ended up donating all of them to Grace Pine Community. And so, and they really, I'm glad that they really needed them and they appreciated them. And they were actually planning for the next day, a community event where they would package hygiene products. And they were telling me, they were like, we were short on donations. And so it's really good that you came in. And I was like, yeah, that's really good. Yeah. And so, so I completed the drive, and I'm really grateful for my community in general, because so many people came out and donated products. And at first, when I was doing it, I was like, I don't think anyone's going to do this. I'm a little worried. I don't know if people come out and donate their products, but when I went around the next day picking up the donations, I had to end up driving my car around with me, because I was like, okay, there's a lot more than I expected. And so, I'm really grateful to my community, and I'm really glad that I was able to make a difference.
So what inspired you to take this on?
So I actually decided to do a hygiene products drive because I felt like it's something that a lot of people need and that a lot of people also have excess of. And so I was like, I can just redistribute what people already have. Maybe in a hotel, in an airplane, you get these things all the time. You just end up never using them. We have a drawer in our house filled with a bunch of little mini soaps. So I was like, I think this is a good way, a good first drive for me to do. And so by collecting all of them and then redistributing them, I thought that was something important and something that I could do to make a change.
Well, I'm super impressed. I think everybody needed to know about this if they didn't read Vestavia Voice. It's just one example of taking something on herself and making a difference. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. We just are an example of what we want to see in Vestavia. It's just really, the board members in All right. So next is our Vestavia Hills Elementary Liberty Park team, and I think we're here somewhere. There we are. Come on up, team. Tiffany, Sheely. So recently, as you know, our system and all of our schools are involved in a project with, if you will, with Sanford University through the Hope Institute, which is our foundation for how we do our character program in our school. And it's become more than just a program. It's really the lifeline and lifeblood of what we do with character and core values. And each of the schools have their own identities. And working closely with an organization called character.org, they evaluate the work in the schools, and then they reward them with recognitions for things that they've, platforms that they've reached. And just recently, Vestavia Elementary Park was awarded a School of Character, Alabama State School of Character, which is just a handful in the state this year. But it was really neat to me about some of the areas that they really focused in on, particularly how you were tying in character with the academic work in the schools, in particular specials. And Melissa's here to tell you a little bit about that. So would you share a little bit about that component
Sure.
of it? Yeah.
Sure. So our specials day was a promising practice that we submitted, but it was really, when we talked about character work, it's easily, I think, rooted in our homerooms. And so we really needed that for the kids. We wanted to just spill in every part of the building. And our specials teacher is what we call them. They're all special. But specials teacher, which is music, library, art, our PE coaches, kind of those extras that the kids do, they came up with the idea of a special day. And so they combined their class times, and the grade level comes together and has a little over an hour where they do activities that build trust and really give them a time to show their core values. And our teachers are setting the expectations. So what do the core values look like, sound like, feel like in practice? And that way, we do believe you have to intentionally teach the behaviors you expect. You can't just assume that they come to school with those. And so our specials day started just as kind of a one-day thing, and now it is part of what we do every semester. I say we, but they do all the work. Melissa's out here. She showed up in like a workout suit and a whistle, but she's the music teacher, so the kids love that too. It's been a great experience for our kids and just real authentic work for them to put their core values in practice.
Yeah. Well, board members is a dynamic team and really a fantastic staff and making this come alive. So I love the connection you're making. Congratulations on School of Character.
Thank you.
Just one of many accolades and the part.
Thank
Thank you. Our Teachers of the Year, I would like to introduce them to you on our tour of introductions this last month. So guys, all come on here, all 9 of you. Of course, as you know, we select Teachers of the Year each year, and actually the faculties do this, and I just have to say, I always have thought this is the most meaningful recognition you can get when your peers say this about you. And there are a lot of really good teachers, wonderful teachers in our school system. So when 9 are identified each year, it's an honor. So for all the time and effort and work that you put into it, it is acknowledged and it's recognized by your peers. And who else would you want to recognize you? So congratulations. I want to introduce them all to you. And some of our principals are here, so I want to make some comments they can. But Kristen Kabork is on this end. Kristen, just tell a little bit about where you teach and what you teach.
Okay, yes, I'm Kristen and I work over at East. And I am an exceptional ed teacher. And so this year I get to work with 3rd and 4th grade. And so it's a joy. So I love it.
Kristen's go-getter and she's sharp and
Oh, well, thank you.
lives beyond her years. So congratulations, Mark.
Hi, Mayor. She has a lot of nerve, this lady. She corrects me in IEP meetings. That is some kind of dog.
I can believe it.
I will say, as much as I like to cut corners and dodge formalities, Kristen, with a good sense of humor, keeps me on the straight and narrow, and therefore keeps the school district out of trouble. It's that conscientiousness that she has, and it's not just for rules and regulations and procedures, it's for children. And she's so conscientious about meeting the needs of all her children and following that plan to the letter. And we're so proud of her, and I sort of hit the jackpot when they sent her over to our school from Central.
Well, thank you. I hit the jackpot.
And she's funny as she can be, so that's.
So we did Rotary recognitions last week for the Teacher of the Year. And a lot of their family were there, and many of them had their parents there. So I just have to say, I was just thrilled watching her mom and dad up there. So that's good.
Good to have you there.
Yeah, I know. Holly Robinson is the English teacher at Vestavia Hills High School. And Holly and I go back a few days, back in the Auburn days, and she was really good then. She's exceptional now. So, Tanya, share some comments about
Yes, it's my pleasure because English teacher to English teacher, So, look, there were so many words that were shared when our faculty nominated people for Teacher of the Year. So what it is, I kind of condensed a few of them, and just to tell you a few things that a lot of our colleagues had to say. Holly does an excellent job advocating for the department members as well as other entities in the school. And this was something that was really cool that she might not share, or maybe have. Holly models respect, service, and excellence to her peers and students. She had and planned, I remember the day we met about this, a New York Times best-selling author, The Lincoln Highway, to Zoom in with the kids and planned as well. She came and met with me, she said, I want to have a meal plan. I'm like, okay, what kind of meal plan? And it basically was a meal from the novel that the students had read. But our student body got to enjoy it well. It was good. It was really excellent, but not your typical school lunch. And so basically experiences like this, I mean, she goes above and beyond to bring literature to life and nonfiction and fiction, all of it for students. And recently she came and sat down with me again, and it's just so her energy is consistent, and she's always looking for ways to make this alive for kids. And so the costumes, I can't wait to see how that plays out for different pieces of literature and different time periods and things like that. So just again, and I have to say, all of her AP students last year, tell me if I'm wrong, but 100% made a qualifying score on the AP exam, which is unbelievable. So she's just an asset. She's just an asset to the school, our community, and she's also a great person of character.
Yep.
So it's my pleasure to have her on my staff.
Yep. Congratulations. Kira Eric. Kira's with us today, and she is the Teacher of the Year at the freshman campus, and also is representing the district as the Secondary Teacher of the Year. That's a really fun process that she's been doing for us. Kira, tell us a little bit about what you're doing at the freshman campus.
I teach now honors 9th grade English. I have the privilege of working with really wonderful people who make me better every day, with really awesome students who make this job really fun. I get to work with the first year teachers, and just this is a great community to be a part of.
It is, and she got a visit today from the State Superintendent of Education, who was in town for a minute. So Mr. Mann took by there, and I got to see Kira, so that was a nice moment. Bill, words from you.
He seemed to really enjoy the class too. He hung out here for a while, so like most people do, they go in there. Mark, I have a similar story. So Kira is my proofreader of things that are important to me. And when they come back, they have lots of red on them. So she doesn't hold back. She keeps me in line on things like that. So, but in all seriousness, Kira, I could take up this whole board meeting talking about Kira and what she means to our school. And all of our teachers of the year are great. And one of the things that made Kira stand apart, she was overwhelming choice of our faculty, is that she kind of glossed over two things when she was talking. She said everybody else makes her better. She makes everybody else better. The adults in the building, the students in the building. She's always looking for ways to support others, including administrators and other teachers and everybody. She's there all the time for everybody. And then the other thing is she kind of said, I will get to work with the first year teachers. And this story will kind of, I think, really exemplify how she has a big picture perspective, which means so much to our school. Is she kind of just glossed over that. But the backstory there is she saw a need, and she came last year and said, hey, I think there's an opportunity for us to really support our first year teachers better. I would like to do that. And then she rolled out a plan for a monthly meeting where she had an agenda set for the year and all those things. So she saw an opportunity, she saw a need, and she filled that need. And the feedback that's coming from our first year teachers is just overwhelmingly positive, and how much they appreciate that as far as the meetings. And also there was I don't know if she knows I knew this or not, but there was an early meeting back before school started, and she piled them all up in her car together and then her Suburban and took them together because she was like, hey, we're in this together. So she's been a great advocate for everybody. So she's awesome.
Yep. Congratulations, Kira. Liz McIntyre is the Teacher of the Year at Vestavia Elementary Liberty Park, and our elementary district Teacher of the Year, and she's representing us in the state competition as well. Lizzie, just tell us what you do there.
I am the kindergarten through 5th grade elementary music teacher at Liberty Park Elementary. And so I have all of the students once a week for 40 minutes in my class. And we have a lot of fun playing games and learning about music and learning about life. And I also do an after school group I have a choir and what's called an Orff ensemble, so I'll educate you. There was a composer and a musician and teacher named Carl Orff. You've never heard of him. And he created a method of teaching that uses xylophones and glockenspiels and little barred instruments to teach music, reading, and all the things. And so I do an after-school Orff ensemble, and I also have a little first grade ring dinger group that's handbells that the first graders play. That's a lot of fun. So
Great program.
Yeah. So, well, just listening to Melissa, she's a continuous learner. I would say probably top in the building, always looking for that next thing that she can do. Just last week, Friday, midday, everybody's ready for the weekend, and Melissa comes into the office. I'm not moving anymore. She's in the process of moving her houses. And she said, so can I go to this PD? And I was like, tomorrow's Saturday. She's like, I know. So, but she's always looking for opportunities to learn and grow as a musician and a teacher. And that really just carries over into opportunities for our children. They are not confined by four walls in her room. They've been to Talladega. They go to retirement homes, the different opportunities from kindergarten all the way to fifth for extracurricular that she just does on her own. So everybody needs a Melissa at their school. We're just fortunate that we can call you ours.
thank you.
Congratulations. Erica Ponder, she's representing Cava Heights as the Teacher of the Year, and she has a unique job in respect to being a teacher. She's a reading coach. So just talk a little bit about what that means.
Well, I do have a fun job. I really love my job. I get to work with actually pre-K to fifth grade, and I get to go into almost every classroom and work with teachers and students. And I guess one of my things, I'm kind of that liaison between what the curriculum says and what the standards are asking and the implementation in the classroom. And so the coaching position is just like a person that walks side by side with the teachers, and it's just been a blessing in my life. And I feel like hopefully I've been one to the teachers at my school, and I get to be put on my learner hat all the time because I'm always getting to learn new curriculum, learn new methods, and then try to share those with my faculty. So I do a fun job.
Good. And I'll make some comments about Erica. There is a expertise to being a coach, and I really heard Dr. Mackey this morning put this very well, that you can be a teacher of kids, but being a teacher of adults is a whole different type of choice and careers to take on. And understanding adult learning is really different. And getting adults to be open, I think about it from music instruction. It's a lot easier to instruct kids in music, give them a piano when they're younger, and try to get an adult one. Those things apply, in the profession as well. So to be able to get your foot in the door and people to be open and vulnerable to learn is an art form. There's a lot more than the science to it. And I've sat in meetings, one last week in fact, but several with Erica, to watch the mastery in which she does that, to be a colleague, but also be a coach. And that's an art form. And the biggest testament I can probably give is there's not many meetings I'm in instructionally that I don't hear the name Erica Ponder. What Erica is doing or what is taking place at Cava Heights. That's a big tribute, because teachers can be, they're tough, and I want to make sure, if you get accolades, you're getting it. You're getting good ones if teachers give it to you. So well deserved. Congratulations. Yep. Jennifer Burns is with us, and Jennifer is the Teacher of the Year at West, right beside us. And Jennifer, tell us what you teach.
I teach third grade at West, and I taught second there for 10 years and moved up just one little step, but I love it. And I'm still just kind of shocked that I got this honor because I feel like I'm still learning what it means to be a great teacher, and learning more every year. And it's a continual learning process. We all know that, but it's one that I enjoy.
Great.
Jennifer is a great asset to our school and her team, but most importantly to her students in her classroom. She is the exemplar teacher that creates that class community where children feel loved. They're not afraid to take risks. She knows them individually, their learning styles, and she matches that with her teaching style. And they love her, and she loves them, and they know it, and we see it. And you heard her humility. I'm still learning. She's great. I mean, and with that spirit, she's an awesome teacher.
Congratulations, Jen.
My kids to be in her class. And I love them very much.
All right. Dolly Ridge is represented by David Bowen, and David, tell us.
I am the K-5 art teacher at Dolly Ridge, and we have a lot of fun. We make a lot of messes. I even have a thing on me today. I tried very hard to stay clean, but it didn't happen. And it's just, the kids are always excited to come in, and I'm excited to have them. It's a fun place to be.
Yeah, and Debbie's just been a couple of years with us, but already made a big impression, obviously. Tiger,
Sure. Yeah. When you do art interviews, our teachers bring a portfolio of work, and we saw a lot of great work when we did that. But Debbie's was like so cool, for the kids with robots and Aladdin, and she just leans into whatever kids are interested in, and so we love that. And I also called around and said, who's the best art teacher in Alabama? And I got her name consistently from several people. So we knew she was going to be good. But I mean, you talk about just making the school look great. I mean, there's just art everywhere. And she gets it honest. This is a really cool story, but her mom was an art teacher in Homewood, Miss Fagan, and she kind of started the art program there. And she also ran summer art camps out of her garage in Countrywood. So right in our school zone. And when Debbie was a little girl, she would help her mom out. So it's just in her blood, and she just makes everybody happy. We're redoing our art room this year, so that's a great timing with the Teacher of the Year thing. Of course, we didn't know that. The new furniture, new cabinetry, new paint, all that. So it's really exciting. We're lucky to have her. She's just a great asset to our school.
Yep. I live with two boys that sure enjoy that. Congratulations. Mary Wires is with us. Mary is head teacher at Vestavia Liberty Park Middle School. So tell everybody what you teach.
I teach 7th grade English and advanced English, and I am the curriculum facilitator for English. And I just have the blessing with working with some of the coolest people on earth. And it's amazing. The kids are hungry to learn, and I wake up energized every day to be with them. And I've also had the blessing with several people here teaching my children. My kids are in college now, but they came through Vestavia, and I've worked alongside some really neat educators in this classroom.
And I get to have the privilege of being a mom of a child in Mary's class too. So I wanted to share with you what our colleagues had to say about Mary. They said it way better than I could. But one of the things, multiple people, Mary's been with us 2 years, by the way, a veteran teacher, but with us a short time. And her colleagues have such tremendous respect for her. They said, Mary is purely a light in our school. She is beyond knowledgeable in all things intervention, assessment, or content area, and middle school learners. But on top of her extensive knowledge, she's the most positive person I've ever met. Her kids flock to her, and middle schoolers don't flock to anybody. Because of her infectious, warm spirit and loving personality. Mary is the kind of teacher that when I'm at a basketball game working duty or something along those lines, I am never surprised to see her walk in. She cheers our kids on at their extracurricular activities. She knows their families, how to appeal to them as people first and learners next. And I'm so grateful for all the ways that you influence our children, our kids, and our adult learners too.
Thanks, man. Board members, we've got 9 teachers of the year, but what I love about this group is there's a lot of things. They're wonderful teachers, but they represent a wide spectrum. So we have great teachers. We've got a lot of English teachers this year. This was the year of the arts, the language arts, and also the visual arts. We've got art teacher, music teacher, and reading coach. And what I appreciate about that is the faculty's recognition that it takes the whole campus to make it work. Specials, coaches, all of the elective things, all of this is a part of the mechanism to provide the best for our kids. I really like that. And something I also just want to note in terms of the legacy, many of the teachers of the year standing here have a legacy in their family. Some of y'all mentioned that, but a lot of them have teacher moms and dads. And so that generation of what this means to them is really important. So this is a stellar group. Couldn't be more thankful to have you with us. Congratulations. Well done. All right, we'll give you a little token before you leave. I appreciate you coming. All right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Okay. Thank y'all for indulging me for a few minutes, those recognitions. We'll move right into the financial statement. Ms. Brown.
Good afternoon, board members. I provided the January 31, 2024 financial statements and check register for your review. As of January 31, we have collected 73.3% of our budgeted ad valorem tax revenues compared to the 73% that we had received last year. We are tracking in line with the budget, and our ad valorem tax revenues are up about $10 million more than at this time last year. In December, we earned $66,864 in interest income on our investments and treasury sweep. And our total expenditures and transfers out in the general fund as of January 31 were 38.5% of the budget compared to 37.3% last year. In the fourth month of our fiscal year, with all things being equal, we should be at 33.3% of our budgeted expenditures, but we're a little above that due to payments for some annual expenditures and an early lease payoff. Monthly financial statements and check registers are available for viewing on our website upon approval, and all bank accounts have been reconciled as of January 31, 2024.
Board members, I approve the financial statement for January 2024.
For the superintendent's recommendation to approve the financial statement for January 2024, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any questions? All in favor?
Thank you. Item 6 is consent items, and I recommend the board approve consent items that are related to out-of-state and out-of-state overnight and in-state overnight field trips. These range from academics to athletics to arts trips. Definitely spring is in the air, lots of traveling taking place.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation for the out-of-state and out-of-state overnight and in-state field trips. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any questions? All in favor?
All right, item 7 is personnel. I recommend the board approve the personnel items as submitted.
For the superintendent's recommendation to approve the personnel items submitted, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second,
Hold up. There's some names of people in this room that I guess second or all saying I don't want to do it because y'all are superstars, and it's knew this day was coming. We talked to some of y'all saying don't do it, but we're tremendously excited for y'all. But it's unbelievable for all the teachers that are retiring, but for Tanya, for Ms. Hauser, and Dr. Mark, thank y'all very, very much.
we just added y'all to a long list of all of the other legends that have come through our system. It's just have left an eternal mark, and we're just so grateful for y'all. Where's Mark? He ghosted us. Where'd he go?
His mom, yes, about.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just so grateful for y'all
Thank you.
and your leadership. Thank you.
If we don't approve this, they'll get to.
You haven't voted yet.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That doesn't work. Have you ever been to a Baptist church?
That's right. So, anyway, but,
Thanks, Joe, for cutting that off.
you're welcome.
I get where you were going with it.
We have to proceed, so let's proceed.
So if there's a, you gonna second?
I will second, we're like a second.
So all in favor?
All right. Board members, just as a matter of a little personal privilege here, I want to just give you some numbers to echo what you just said there. 43 years is the experience of these three principals who are retiring combined. That's Dr. Richardson and Mark Richardson at 25, and Kim has 11, to be 11 this year at West. And Tanya has 7 years between two campuses in our system. She actually has some over in Hoover as well as a principal, 7 with us. But 67 years is the experience that they've given to Vestavia Hills City Schools combined, and a total of 98 years in education experience is retired. That is invaluable. And I could go on and on about each of them, and we're going to do that at some point, celebrate some more in the spring, but they have shepherded their schools really well. We have blue ribbon schools, we have schools of character, we have record-breaking national merit semifinalists. The list goes on and on under their leadership, which has been stellar. And I would just say, while we all are kind of in similar places in our lives with experience, I have learned from them, and they've taught me, and I'm really grateful for that as well. So very appreciative. We do have a number of personal actions on here, but I appreciate you bringing those out. And we've got time leaders. And I will tell you something, they're leaving in really good places. They're happy and content and making good decisions. They're doing this early enough that allows us to in turn get positions hired and ready for summer. And to me, that's very meaningful to me. They don't have to do this, but they do this on their own. And I'm appreciative of that. And so we'll move forward and we'll start the process of advertising these positions and get those filled as quick as we can. All right. We'll move to business, and I'll go to item A under business, and I recommend the board approve the owner-architect agreement for Vestavia Hills High School field turf replacement.
Heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the owner-architect agreement for the Vestavia Hills High School field turf replacement. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Board members, I want to make a note on this. That's a caveat to it. While we're designing some turf that needs to be replaced, and it is many years past its useful life on that field, and we say that we have some safety concerns on it, we are designing for it. We do not have a source of funding for this project at this time. We just want to have it designed and ready to go, but that is not something we have in place, and we're working toward that, but we do not have funding for it.
All in favor?
All right. Item B, I recommend the board approve the contract for Zero Eye Security Services.
Heard superintendent's recommendation to approve the contract for Zero Eyes Security Services. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Board member, Zero Eyes is a company that will help enhance the surveillance on our existing camera infrastructure by helping with gun detection technology. It's a technology that involves some artificial intelligence, but also human eyes that I think is going to be a great supplement for safety on the campus. I do want to note for you, anytime we have the use of cameras in play, that it has to be FERPA compliant. That's the federal law for privacy. That is something that I do have verified and know to be the case with Zero Eyes. And it's an exciting addition to what we can do with our security system. And we'll be working on the implementation of it this spring, but it does meet the qualifications it needs to protect the privacy of our students and also enhance the security on our campus.
And is it just the high school?
It will be all at campuses.
Oh. Okay. All in favor?
Item C, I recommend the board approve the job description for a registered behavioral therapist.
Heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the job description for a registered behavioral therapist. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Board members, this is, while a new position, we will not be adding staff. We'll essentially be taking a para within a building and making them a registered behavioral therapist. They have to meet certain qualifications and credentials to do that. But we hope to have this in place, I believe, next year. But the idea is on each campus, we would have an RBT, as we call it, that really specializes in working with small groups of students and behavioral challenges that they have. And we think this is a better use of the existing staff we have, so we'll get that process started. But do want to note that that's not adding positions into the district at this time.
Motion to approve? Have we done that? All in favor? Sorry.
Item D, I recommend the board approve the principal contract for Dr. Ty Arundel.
For the superintendent's recommendation to approve the principal contract for Dr. Ty Arundel. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Item E, I recommend the board approve the principal contract for Dr. Blair and Avenant.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the principal contract for Dr. Blair and Avenant. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Item F, I recommend the board approve the principal contract for Tiffany Marin.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the principal contract for Tiffany Marin. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right, I'll speak in Plone about these three last business items if I can while Dr. Randy's getting queued up and ready. But Dr. Arundel becomes now the senior member of the principal board. Vestavia Hills with the actions tonight. That's right. This is where we are in life, Dr. Arundel. He's shepherded three of our schools during his term of Vestavia Hills, Cobb Heights, and Liberty Park Elementary, and now Valley Ridge since its opening. He has been a part of a national Blue Ribbon School, Liberty Park, and that recognition, and some working toward a school of character at Valley Ridge, which has already received some promising practices, and he does an exceptional job, loves children. I know this to be fact because I served as a superintendent of the district. I get the chance to work with him. And I also have kids in that school, so I know he's doing just wonderful things. So glad he's with us, and glad we've got that done. Dr. Avenant, as you know, has been the principal at Liberty Park Middle School this past year, and I was at the elementary school prior to that for a few years, and we've asked her, and she has wanted to and agreed to the transfer to the high school as our next principal. Tanya leaves it in great hands, and Blair is ready to take it. And what I love about our principal corps in these retirements is they're in such a good place. You got a really good place to launch from, and that's what we want, a good foundation. And so I'm looking forward to the great work Blair's going to do there. And Tiffany Marin served as our interim principal at VF the last year, and has already been involved in some really important decisions at VF and getting ready for next year. We went through the interview process last week. She did a great job, and so this is just affirming her place as our newest principal at this point in the school system. So congratulations to all three of you. We're very blessed. We will have a press release tonight that will send our staff and families and media for just information on all of this. This is sort of a generational shift, I think, for our system. All right, let's talk about some good things happening in the future for our city school system. Dr. Rainey's here to share with you about the futures, and Dr. Rainey.
Thank you for allowing me this opportunity this afternoon. I'm going to start in a kind of non-traditional way with this presentation. So I'm going to ask, since we're talking about STEM, I'm going to ask you, if you will, to visualize with me. We've talked a lot about stories, and so I just kind of want to share what might be a story in your mind, but I want to create a visual picture for you tonight before I begin the presentation. So think about and picture in your mind a vibrant world of elementary STEM education, where young minds blossom into brilliant thinkers and innovators. Step into an elementary class, and you'll find a dynamic space buzzing with excitement, curiosity, and endless possibilities. Picture a classroom filled with colorful displays of science projects, interactive learning stations, and walls adorned with accomplishments of budding scientists. The atmosphere is charged with positive energy, fostering a sense of wonder and exploration. As you enter the classroom, you're greeted by passionate educators who serve as mentors and guides dedicated to igniting the spark of curiosity in each student. The room is designed to encourage collaboration. It has flexible seating that promotes teamwork and creative problem solving. In the center of the room, you'll find cutting-edge technology from 3D printers to robotics kits, allowing young learners to dive into the world of hands-on experimentation. Every student has access to state-of-the-art tools, fostering a sense of empowerment and laying the foundation for future technological literacy. The curriculum is thoroughly crafted to seamlessly blend science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, offering a holistic learning experience. Students embark on thrilling journeys, conducting experiments, building prototypes, and engaging in real-world challenges that mirror the excitement of the professional STEM landscape. Imagine the hum of animated conversations as students collaborate on a project, the click-clack of keyboards as they code their own programs, and cheers of triumph as a complex challenge is successfully overcome. Failure is not feared, but embraced as an integral part of the learning process, instilling resilience and a growth mindset. In this STEM classroom, the walls disappear between subjects, replaced by an interdisciplinary approach that nurtures critical thinking and creativity. Imagine a class where students, they don't just memorize facts, but they actively apply knowledge to solve problems and innovate. As the bell rings, students leave the classroom with a sense of accomplishment and a newfound passion for learning. The elementary STEM class is not just a place of instruction, it's a launch pad for future scientists, engineers, and thinkers who will shape the world with their ingenuity and insatiable curiosity.
Isn't that what we want for our kids? Can you imagine a classroom like that?
Well, we have been imagining a classroom like that. So tonight, the presentation is our first goal. Our first goal is our North Star for teaching and learning. And I want to highlight a few words from our first goal. Ensure that students learn and demonstrate. A STEM classroom, these STEM experiences allow them to demonstrate a profound understanding of knowledge and skills consistent with expectations of teachers, parents, and the community, and ensure that students find value and meaning in the work provided to them. So this is our North Star. It's the foundation for which we're building what our future for STEM looks like. And there's a difference between knowledge and skills. Knowledge is just gaining those facts. But 21st century skills, when we think about we want our children equipped with knowledge and skills, we want to make sure that we are supporting them with these 21st century skills, the ability to be able to have, to be innovative, and the ability to navigate in this constantly changing world. And we want to give them the opportunity for application. We want them to be able to apply what they're learning. And so our definition for STEM is an educational approach merging science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to foster critical thinking, problem solving, and the application of these disciplines into real-world situations, encouraging innovative solutions. So this doesn't replace the math and science instruction that's taking place in the classroom, but this is a classroom where they can go and these disciplines are merged to be able to offer them the opportunity for application. So in thinking about our first goal, we want to make sure that we're giving our students the opportunity to find value and meaning in their work. We want it to be meaningful to them. I have children, and if you have children and you've heard with children come home, I don't know why I had to learn that, it makes no sense. Or, I feel like this is busy work. We don't want our children saying that. We want them to find meaning in their work. And we also want to make sure that we're providing equity. We want to make sure that all of our students are getting this opportunity. Sometimes we have gifted programs in elementary, especially where if you're in the gifted program, then you have opportunity to do some of these additional things. But by offering a STEM class in all of our elementary schools, and that really provides all of our elementary children the chance to be able to go to a classroom where they can apply the knowledge they're learning. And these are just some things that STEM education helps with, just the solving of real world problems, preparing them for future careers. It promotes creativity and innovation, teamwork and collaboration, and it helps them be confident problem solvers, and lifelong learners. And if you heard many of our teachers of the year tonight, they talked about that lifelong learning. And we want to instill that in our children, that love for learning. What we are currently doing in STEM is we had a STEM pilot at Liberty Park Elementary. We were not able to do that this year, but we did that for a couple of years and we saw great success in that. And we saw how we can incorporate our core values as well into the STEM instruction, which was a wonderful model. And then we have STEM summer camp. We have robotics, coding, math teams, and CTE electives that allow students to be able to experience some of those STEM fields. And I know Ms. Roselle was just telling me that the high school robotics team placed at Worlds, or they're going to Worlds.
They qualified their last competition to go compete at Worlds.
Which is phenomenal. And then we also had a group of teachers that's been working with us for a couple of years now. And they came together and they partnered with the organization for the Southern Region Educational Board. And that's kind of how we started out, was to look at math and science and what we were currently doing. And that team has morphed into really broader feedback on where we can go next with instruction in general. We've been studying effective practices. We've had groups visiting other schools. We've been reviewing our data, and we see that there are some opportunities where we can improve in math. When we look at all of our scores and the different pieces, there's that opportunity that we can do some things to increase how our students are performing. And then we've been reviewing our data. I know Dr. Freeman has shared on multiple occasions the picture of the profile of our graduates, where they're going to college, what majors they're choosing. And then we also have been doing some things to encourage our teachers to innovate. Through this year, we've begun our Rebel Innovation, where they wrote innovative projects and submitted those. So we're doing some things already, but we want to do so much more. And this is what we're hearing from the field. This is what our teachers are saying. They feel like we need to focus on design thinking processes, engineering design processes. We need to provide cross-curricular experiences, incorporate more project or problem-based learning. They feel the need to have a common language, provide opportunities for real-world connections. They feel like the use of an instructional partner or coach to leverage what they're doing in the building would be a benefit, and then to enhance student communication and problem-solving skills. And so the teacher team that came together that initially was the SREB team, that's a group of about 30 educators from all of our schools. They came together, and basically what they said with their feedback is we need continuity, consistency, and cohesion using a common instructional language. We love the work with high reliability schools, and this framework is the perfect vehicle to help us bring all of our academic initiatives together, including STEM. So we're planning to continue to use that high reliability schools framework to continue to do STEM, as well as our other training, all of our academic programs, bringing that under one umbrella. So we've done all of this work over the last few years, and now it's time to take all of that to guide where we go in the future. So where do we go from here? What's next? So this is what's next. I always feel like, I know I've talked to Lynn about my presentations. I get excited because many times I get the fun things. I get to talk about what's next. So what is next? What does our future look like? So a STEM special in every elementary school with specialized professional development for those teachers. More opportunities in secondary schools for STEM electives in the CTE pathways. Enhanced professional development for math instruction, K-12. A 3-tiered approach for math acceleration in the middle school. Instructional partners at each school to support those efforts. And then partnerships, which are not only going to provide the financial support, but that intellectual support that we need to be able to implement STEM in our school district. And then these are the things that we desire to have in place for next school year. We're still working on some of those partnerships, but this is where we're dreaming. This is our dream and what we plan and hope to be able to put in place for next school year. And so our initiative has a twofold purpose: to deliver this high quality STEM specific courses, pathways, classes, extracurricular activities, and strengthen the performance of our students in science and math, because we know that's an area where we can improve, and to prepare them for college and career choices after graduation. And then the second piece of this is to sustain a robust K-12 learning experience in STEM through community and corporate partners. I talked about this group of 30 educators who came together, and we're thinking about our North Star. I started by talking about those pieces of our first goal. When we look at that as our North Star, these educators, they've been observing, they've been researching, they've generated ideas, and they've developed priorities. And these are the top priorities that they feel like will take us to the next level. These are the priorities that they feel like will really lift us to the next place. And so 25 out of 30 selected instructional partners as the number one thing that could have the most positive impact on instructional practices in our district. The next one is a district instructional framework or an instructional roadmap to create that continuity, cohesion, and consistency, which was the third one. They would like to continue our focus with the high reliability schools framework, and then vertical alignment. And so by engaging with teachers, students, and the broader school community, instructional partners can help to significantly make this STEM education a success in our district. And so you may wonder, what does that have to do with STEM? Well, just as, and Dr. Freeman alluded to this when our teachers were here, this morning, Dr. Mackey really gave a good example of that. And he said, quarterback coaches, we have quarterback coaches in NFL. Our teachers deserve a quarterback coach. They deserve somebody to come along and partner with them. And so they could help to elevate our teachers' skills. They could provide that professional growth, and then ultimately create a better learning experience for our students. And then I think maybe sometimes, especially if you're not in education or you haven't been in areas that really talk about instructional partners or instructional coaches, it may be, well, what does an instructional coach actually do, or an instructional partner actually do? Well, this is surface, but it's a few things that I thought may be of interest to you. Some reasons that teachers would want an instructional coach, why I think 25 out of 30 said that was the number one thing that could help elevate and make the most difference in our instructional practices. Because teachers, they constantly are desiring to have professional development that's tailored for them. And you heard that tonight with our Teachers of the Year. I know Tiffany mentioned that with our music teacher and how she went on a Saturday. Our teachers have very different professional development needs. And an instructional partner, they are trained first of all, they're master teachers. And so they understand good teaching practices, they understand child development, but they also understand how to work with adults to help them improve their teaching of that content and curriculum. And so an instructional coach can provide that tailored professional development that teachers are hungry for. And they can provide that individualized support. Also, feedback and reflection. Our teachers love to be able to reflect with somebody. And we all know that reflection is a key thing for us to be able to continue to learn and grow. We all need to reflect on our practices. And an instructional partner gives them that opportunity to have somebody that can help give them feedback, ask the right questions so that they can reflect on their practice. And then curriculum design and innovation. So many times our teachers are really busy pulling things together, they have a planning period, and so that they don't have to go home and work all night trying to pull things and plan and prepare. This gives them a partner to be able to do that. Problem solving, classroom management, and then I want to land on this one for a minute, emotional support. Teaching is stressful, and many of our teachers we hear, not just Vestavia teachers, just nationwide, the profession in general, they have a lot of burnout and they're stressed. And so by providing them through an instructional coach, this mentor who that understands the challenges they're facing, and they can provide that encouragement and maintain that positive mindset. And as we mentioned, Erica Ponder, who is the reading coach at her school, over and over again, Erica this, Erica that, they all love Erica because she is this for them. And we want to be able to provide that at every school, K-12, for all of our teachers through an instructional partner that's not just limited to reading. And then that continuous growth. And then I want to go back to our elementary classroom that we visualized in our mind. We had a group of district administrators who went to every school and met with every department to talk about the math and science standards that our children weren't the most proficient on. So the standards in the yellow were standards they were doing okay in, but they needed to focus on these. And then the ones in the red were those standards that they feel like our students they weren't really getting. And so through a STEM classroom, our elementary school and our instructional partners can help with this. When we pull these standards, you can pull all these standards together to create a lesson where the children can actually go to the STEM classroom and apply what they've learned in class. And then can't you just think about our kids, if they had an experience to apply these standards, I can't help but think that they would improve on their test. So next year, what does the future look like for us in Vestavia Hills? A STEM special in every elementary school. More electives in our CTE pathways. Currently, our students for Foundations of Health Science, we have 85 students who have requested this for next year, and we have 4 who are waiting that would like to get in. So we have a total of 89 students who would like to get into this Foundations of Health Science class, and there's not enough space for them. And then we have this health science internship, and we have 19 requests, and we are able to fill that those spots. And so, Ms. Roselle, I see you shaking your head. Is there anything about this that you would like to add when it comes to our students desiring and more each year want these classes?
We've offered this in the past, and it was about half of that. Not for the internship, that's always been a very robust program, but the health science, the pathway there's so many opportunities after high school, whether it is a 2-year route at a junior college or the 4-year route, or even just to come out with some experience and they can work in an office somewhere with some preliminary skills. It is growing, it has doubled. And there's a high demand, and we put this out there for our students. We didn't know how many would say, yes, we want to do this, but it's more than it's ever been.
So we know that this is coming soon, and we know that our students, that this is what they want. And then just that enhanced PD for math. So using that high reliability framework. Then a 3-tiered approach to accelerate math in the middle schools. And this would not be for everybody. This is for those students who are performing well above their grade level. So we had this several years ago in Vestavia, and when the state changed the way we do math and the math courses study, we changed as well. But we see the need in our district to go back to a three-tiered approach for math. And again, this is not something that you would see a lot of students participate in, but it is needed for those children who are so advanced in math that they're bored in the typical math classroom. And so we'll be writing a waiver to the State Department to be able to teach this third level. And then finally, instructional partners. And I've already shared with you the importance of instructional partners school-wide, but especially knowing that we have a new, in the elementary schools, a new STEM program, and those teachers will need mentoring support and can partner not only with them, but all of our teachers in the elementary school. And we also know with the Numeracy Act, many schools, the state provides some math coaches. We don't receive those math coaches. And so an instructional partner would be able to help fill that role some too, knowing that the Numeracy Act will be in place and there'll be some more things that's required of our teachers with math instruction. Any questions?
The real challenge here, and it's a really good challenge, is how we make all of this come to life without adding people and adding positions, which is what our intentions are. And over the next 3 months, this really is the first what I call a series of conversations about how we're planning for our future. And a lot of that is around how do we budget and do these things. So again, it's about being creative with the current staffing that we have without adding. How do we reutilize and make the best use of the staff we have? And the second critical component of that is that we have partners that step in with us from a financial perspective that allow us to start the programs, because we're not able to make these things come to life without partnerships. We are working toward, I think, some really strong partnerships, and I think in April I should be able to report those to you. And I'm optimistic we can get it done. And a lot of people are interested in making this happen and getting to the results we want to do. So it does take some creativity within our budgeting process and partnerships to make it happen. And so stay tuned. We'll talk more in April about it. So questions for Dr. Raymond?
Thank you.
Yeah, good report. I
Exciting.
appreciate that. It is.
As we get it done. All right, we will move on to the public comment section. If there is an individual desiring to speak, they shall stand and give his or her name and their address. The presentation should be as brief as possible, and in no intent shall such address exceed 3 minutes. The speaker may make statements about their particular concern with school operations and programs. In public session, however, the board will not hear personnel complaints against particular school personnel or against any person connected with the school system. Other means are provided whereby the board may consider and dispose of legitimate complaints involving individuals and employees within the school system. Anyone here tonight that would like to speak?
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? My name is Charlotte Meadows. I have no complaints. I am running for seat on our state school board, District 3, which includes the school system. I live at 345 North Lake Road. I don't want to ignore the rules here, but I'm not in Vestavia City Schools. But it's my husband. We moved to Shelby County last summer, but we've lived in District 3 pretty much my entire life. Going back to when I was in public schools in Montgomery. So we grew up in Montgomery. I actually know 2 of your board members' families really well from growing up there. But I've been on the school board in Montgomery County. I was a legislator in Montgomery for 3 years from 2019 to 22. I worked on the Education Policy Committee when I was in the legislature. So I know what they're looking for. When they fund schools, they want communication from the state school board. And unfortunately, they've not gotten that very much. So that's one of the reasons I'm running. I also believe that we can do better. Now, I know that Vestavia may not can do better, although that was an incredible presentation, and very impressed with what you want to accomplish, and certainly impressed and believe that hopefully we can get all schools to have the kind of buy-in and community support that you're obviously working to get. So But from the state level, I think our state can do better. And I've got the experience and definitely the passion to make that happen. So I'm just here to introduce myself to you. I believe that one role of the state school board would be to be a liaison between our local schools, local school boards, local school superintendents, and of course, what the state board puts into policy, because everything that we do trickles down to y'all. So I would appreciate just wanting to introduce myself. I've got cards if anybody wants to know how to get in touch with me. This election is next Tuesday, March the 5th. So we have another event we've got to get to way south of here. So I'm gonna have to figure it out pretty soon. But anyway,
Thanks for
it's really
coming.
good to meet y'all.
The chauffeur says we gotta go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really appreciate y'all's efficiency tonight. And wonderful teachers of the year. I've seen, been in as many of the school board districts as I can get to. And will not come back every month, but would certainly, I would like to be open to coming back whenever invited.
Great,
Thank
thank
Ms.
you.
Duncan.
Anyone else? You good? All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.